All right, let's get started. Good afternoon, everyone. It is so good to see some of you here. Many of you are friends of mine I haven't seen in a long, long time. I'm talking to you, Howard, and so many of you. Um, so today I wanted to first, we are probably in the best year of real estate you will have. But see, it's the best year if you work it. And you need to understand it's the best year by understanding some statistics. Unfortunately, a lot of our agents don't understand the statistical meaning of prospecting. So I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show you 5 areas of mastery that some of you, like Howard and my friend John, have mastered. But there's another area of statistical understanding that if you could have it and share it with your agent, it will help them understand there is nothing wrong with the market. There may be something wrong with our approach. It is who we are that reacts to the market, and let's learn those ideas. I'm not going to talk a lot about this because most of you, if you're here, you know who I am. My name is Key. I'm a bit weird. You know it. I know it. We don't have to discuss it. But you guys know I'm a mindset trainer. I am driven. This is what I do. But also, my background is mathematics. I used to be a professor of mathematics at UCLA. So I have an affinity towards the real estate business, I've been in it for 25 years. But I also have an affinity to understanding the meaning of mathematics. And I want to share with you some ideas that could help you with your business as you go along. So there's only one URL you need to write, and it's that URL you see on the screen. So if you want to find the PDF of this session I'm doing with you today, and you want to download it, it will be available after the class at some point in that URL. So write it down. It's all lowercase. It's bit.ly / 8WJJ21, and it stands for 8 weeks, June, July 21. And I'll talk about that at the end of the session. So if there is a link you need to get this information I'm going to be throwing at you today, it will be there. Let me start with the two big questions I wrestle with and I work on, and this is what I think I'm here on earth to do. 80% of real estate business is done by 20% of our agents. Why is that? Why is it that 80% fight over 20% of the business and 20% of agents got their groove on? They got it. They know what to do. They make money. They're with it. They don't complain about the market. They are always grateful for the market, because if we didn't have a market, we don't have anything. So the idea is, why does that happen? And the second thing that I wrestle with is, why is it that a lot of agents, when they come in, they think we need more buyer's agents? By the way, we don't. And why is it that a few of them, 1 in 5, becomes a listing agent where the rest are stuck doing less than 5 transactions a year? And here's what I found. It's not intellect. It's not how knowledgeable they are. It's not even their brokerage. It's not even the market. It's how they do their business. It's how they approach the business. There are 5 areas that they have not mastered yet. The sooner they master it, the sooner they start seeing results. So let's have this agreement. Why don't we, as an agency, as Exit Nation, become the listing market drivers of the market? Why don't we become the people who serve the market by having listing, not just buyers? I am not saying that agents should not work with buyers. Absolutely. But I'm going to show you some statistics that are going to break your heart in a minute, because our buyer's agents are burning out. Raise your hand if you're a buyer's agent and you're burnt out because, you think they want to do stuff, but guess what? They can't. That's why we need to lean into the listing side. Howard, there's one more thing I believe. I believe that every full-time agent, if they listen to their brokerage, if they follow the rules of the business, if they do the work like a business, they are capable of earning a bronze award. You know what that means? That means each year they do at least 25 transactions. I truly believe each agent is capable of doing 25 transactions. But here's the problem. If you did 25 transactions working with simply buyers, you'll burn out. By the end of the year, they take you on a stretcher. Forget COVID. They'll take you on a stretcher because it's hard to work with 25 buyers in a year. But the major obstacle to achieving this is a combination of mindset, self-discipline, lack of planning, poor business habits, and the biggest one, lack of accountability. If we could add one accountability layer to the day of an agent, they do better. So let me talk to my brokers right now, just the brokers. We used to do, once a week, we would have a morning huddle. And here's what we found. Those who show up to the morning huddle always do well. You know why? Because in the morning, they get themselves, revved up. See, during the day, if you're a realtor, you're getting punched all day long. People are saying no to you. People say, I don't like you. What's the name? Exit? Oh, that's a stupid name. Another punch. They keep giving you all these punches all day long. You need in the morning to be kind of re-energized. So doing a morning huddle with your team before they go out in the marketplace could help them realize they're not alone, because a job of a realtor can be quite lonely. They feel isolated at times. They feel like no one understands. And the people who don't understand them the most are their family members, their wives, their husband, their children. They go, Mom, what do? You do nothing. Like, you don't understand how hard I work. It doesn't show. That's the problem with real estate. So let's talk about prospecting. Whether you call it fishing, whether you call it hunting, prospecting is essential to the life of real estate. In fact, I want to say to all of my brokers listening to me right now, stop hiring agents to service the business. Start hiring agents to train them to catch the business. We're in the business of catching. We're not in the business of cleaning. We're not in the business of servicing. A lot of people are coming to this business to be order takers. And guess what? They tend to struggle the most. We need to be, take for example, John. John will say, hey guys, I'm going to go fishing. Hate, he's going to get listings. You want to come with me? And he should be dragging his agent to go fishing with him. We need to learn to catch the leads, not just to process the leads. And we've become an industry that is too comfortable around lead generation. Yes, should you have a lead generation system? Absolutely. Is that your business? No, your business is the market, and the market is getting listings. Just write that down. I'm in the business of getting listings, and that's it. That's all she wrote, and I got to get my share of my market. And the sooner we understand that truth, the sooner we can train our agents to become better. Because remember, getting listing is a skill. You're not born with it. No one was born, oh, there you go. Oh my God, you look like a listing agent. Oh, I am shocked. No, you're not born into a listing agent. You become it. You take actions, and you take training, and you take ideas to become it. So I'm going to give you a rating. I'm going to give you 5 areas to rate. And here's how you're going to rate yourself. I'm going to mention an area, and then I'm going to say to you, from a scale of 0 to 10, give yourself a number. So I'll talk about one area, and then you're going to give yourself a rating from 0 to 10. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're new or things are not going well, that rating would be under 3, like 0, 1, 2, or 3. If you're average, maybe your score would be a 4 or a 6. If you're good, but not great, but if you're good and solid, you're a 7 or an 8. And if you're perfect in that area, you're a 9 or a 10. Got it? 5 areas You're going to write the number next to each one, and then you're going to total them. Let's go through that. Here's the first area of mastery. It's called your mindset, your entrepreneurial attitude towards your business. Thinking like an entrepreneur. What does it mean, thinking like an entrepreneur? It means you don't get paid for the hours you work. You get paid for the results you create. You never complain about time because time is your asset. You are not looking for somebody going, man, I worked for 4 hours and nothing happened. Like, just shush. Keep going. Get the result. It's the result that matters. So as an entrepreneur, you have to develop that mindset. Some of you, because you worked in corporate America for a long time, you may have what's called an employee mindset, where you want to be paid for how hard you work. You don't get paid in real estate for how hard you work. You get paid for producing results. So give yourself a rating between 0 and 10 of where you are with that mindset and attitude. Here's the second area. Your consistency of prospecting. Prospecting is something you do every day. We prospect every day. By the way, what does it mean to prospect? It simply means to ask for business. We ask for business on a daily basis. Your job is to ask yourself, am I consistent in my prospecting? How many hours a day am I prospecting? Am I picking up the phone and making it ring, or am I waiting for the phone to ring? Am I door knocking? Am I engaging people to talk to me? And am I scared of people saying no to me? Consistency of prospecting is the only thing you can control to create listings. And one of the things you need to do is ask yourself, am I doing it enough? So on a scale of 0 to 10, give yourself a rating. Let's go to the third one. The third one is your presentation. If you have an appointment, well, you don't want to walk in and blow it. You want to be able to walk in and get the result. You want to be able to get the listing. You want to be able to be a good lister, a good presenter. You may have a listing presentation that you have rehearsed. You know the points that you're going to talk about. You know how to talk about marketing. You know how to talk about buyers and sellers. You know how to talk about the market. We call that your presentation skills. Give yourself a rating between 0 and 10 on your presentation skills. The fourth area that you have to master, this is the beast, your habits and your time blocking. How much of your day is truly run by you? And how much of your day is run by your distractions? This is the part where this is where the rubber meets the road. Because if you cannot take about 30 to 40% of your day and time block it properly on your highest and most important activities, guess what happened? You work hard and you have no results. So your time blocking and your daily habit, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up, your affirmation in the morning, what you focus on in the morning, how you run your day, how you plan your week, how you plan your month, those habits are crucial. Give yourself a rating between 0 and 10 in that area. Now here's the fifth area that you need to master if you want to become a top listing agent. It's the ability to develop mental toughness. The ability not to fall apart when somebody says no. You pick up the phone and say, hi, Sally, have you thought about selling your home? And they go, no. And you feel like somebody drew a dagger in your heart. Like, oh, that hurts so bad. No, they just simply said no, which means not now. Relax. Stop overthinking that when people say no, they're rejecting you. They're not interested. They don't want to buy. They don't want to sell. They just simply said no. Your ability to handle that no and build your stamina to keep going is essential. Don't let everybody decide whether they approve of you or not. Your job is to ask. Their job is to say yes sometimes, to say no sometimes, and be okay with it. That's where you will find your stamina. Those are 5 areas, correct? What I'd like you to do now, total those 5 numbers. If you total those 5 numbers, you should end up with a number between 0 and 50. Let me tell you what those numbers really mean. If you take these 5 areas and you measure them and you are between 0 and 10, you're probably new. And by the way, if you're new, give yourself a break, relax. It's okay. You're learning the business. Listen to your broker. Listen to the people helping you grow your business. Let your admin show you some of the tips and tricks of the office. So if you're 0 and 10 and you're new, relax. You're fine. You're learning. But if you've been in the business more than 2, 3 years and your total is 0 to 10, something is off. You need an intervention. Somebody needs to step up and say, whatever you're doing is not working. We need to fix it. If you're between 11 and 20, if your total was between 11 and 20, well, you've had the results, but you're not consistent. You're not prioritizing your planning. You're not waking up to plan your day. You're reacting, you're reacting, you're reacting. You may be watching too much TV. You may get distracted very easily. You're not prioritizing your prospecting daily. That area, you probably need to go to your broker or your coach and let them help you prioritize your day. If you're between 21 and 30, you're the kind of person when you're focused, you're good. You're awesome. But when you're not focused, the wheel come off the bus and you're a mess. You're a train wreck. You're either really good or really bad. You don't know anything in between. You're the kind of person who needs a coach. You need a success partner or a coach to kind of help you stay on track. By the way, if you happen to be in that area, you should probably go on vacation every 3 months. Every 3 months, take a week and go out. Just go do whatever you need to do. You need to be away from your business because when you're a mess, you're a terrible mess. But when you're good, you are really good. If you're between 31 and 40, you know something? You're there. Raise the bar on your income. Raise the bar on your goals. If you went to Howard and you told him this year I'm going to do 100,000, I think you should go for 150,000. You are capable of doubling your business. You are ready for it. You just need a little bit more coaching, a little bit more focus, but then go for it. Now, if you're between 41 and 50, well, guess what? You're awesome. You're a coach. You're a trainer. You're somebody who's ready to help people. You should at least sponsor 3 people this year. 3, maybe 5. You're capable of it. You are ready. Stop waiting for somebody else's permission to live your life. You are ready to live it. You got to go there. You are superb. You're doing really well. You're the kind of person who can sponsor easily 3 to 5 people a year without even thinking about it. You just need to sustain it because you already have the good habits. So those are the 5 areas that each one of you, if you want to become a top listing agent, has to master. But let's touch the pain. We need to stop thinking that these areas are made by people who are born into it. All of those 5 areas I discussed are areas of skill. It is something you learn. You are not born into it, you become it. This is why I consider myself a skills trainer, not, let me decipher. You were born to succeed. No, and you are not born to succeed. None of that matters. And by the way, whether you're a C personality, D personality, I personality, S personality, whatever personality you are, you can succeed in real estate. You just need to find your lane. You just need to find how to do it. Your job is to ask yourself, can I sustain good habits for 3 months? See, you'll notice as towards the end of this presentation, I'll be talking about the boot camp that I do, which is about 3 months. Why do you think 3 months? Here's what we found. If you take somebody who wants to succeed and you put them through 3 months of actual work, where they work on their business for 3 months, they always do well. It takes 3 months to develop those habits. It doesn't take 1 week. It takes a few months. Repetition is essential to success. But let's talk about time. Most agents who complain about time is because they have bad habits. Most people who have good business habit, they cherish their time. They never complain about time. They know that time is the most valuable asset you have. When you develop bad habits, the resource with time will give you excuses. You always complain about it. So look at yourself and ask yourself, why am I complaining about time? Is it really me or is it time? Because time is equal to all of you. So from now on, I want you to start thinking about time this way. Time is a kind of fertilizer. If you have good soil and you have time and you plant good habits, you get results. If you have good soil and you have time and you plant bad habits, you get excuses. This is why, and my friends will tell you, I recommend this book to everyone. I think we should make it recommended reading for anybody before they get their license. This book is called No Excuses by Brian Tracy. The Power of Self-Discipline. Brokers, some of your agents may need this book. And we used to have in my office, we used to do a book club where we would meet once a week to discuss this book. We'd read a chapter, we'd get together, and we discuss it. Here's what we found. Those who embrace the ideas of No Excuses by Brian Tracy become entrepreneurs very quickly. Those who don't, bless you, those who don't end up struggling with their business much longer. This is about ownership. When you own your business and you own your self-discipline, you produce results. But let's talk about some statistics. These statistics are not going to make you happy. Although, to be honest with you, I think they are fantastic statistics. In the United States, we have 2.1 million licensed individuals, of which 1.4 million are realtors. Okay? In the United States, 1.4 million are realtors, 2.1 are licensed. In the United States, we do between 5 and 5.4 million listings a year. That's it. That's all she wrote. We don't do more than that. We don't create the listings. You guys don't create the listings. You guys take the listings. The way I want you to imagine the business is this way. Listings are going to happen this year. And it's your job to go in there and grab your share. This is mine. Okay, don't touch it. These are my listings. That's how you should be thinking about the market. You don't go into the market to create listings. What creates listings is life. People move because of life. They get a promotion, they get sick, they lose their house, they want to have a bigger family, something good happens in their life or something bad happens in their life, and they have to decide to sell. Your job is to realize listings are going to happen. I got to take my share. So think about this for a second, John. If you took the average agent, would you agree with me? A good agent could easily do 10 listings a year. Yeah, 10 listings a year per agent is very doable. How many agents do you need? 500,000. That's it. That's all she wrote. You don't need 2.1 million. And by the way, most of them are in Florida. Sorry, Florida. Everybody and his cousin and his second cousin is a listing agent down there. Everybody is a realtor. But the thing to realize is in real estate, we only need 300,000 to 400,000 to 500,000 agents. Those are the people who do 80% of the business. Why can't we as Exit Nation become those agents? See, I want our agents to belong to that group, not to belong to the 80%. I want us to belong to the 20% who does 80% of the business. We need to become prospectors. We need to stop looking for order takers. We do not need more order takers. We have plenty of them. We have more than we need. In fact, if today we fired 1.5 million agents, nothing will change. Nothing. But you're probably asking yourself, where did you get these statistics about listings? Let me show you. This chart here shows you the first 6 years of real estate between 2005 and 2010. By the way, how many of you survived that period? I was around. I was one of the survivors. During that period, we had the crash. Remember the crash of the market of 2008, 2009, where we had foreclosures and short sales all over the country? Well, guess what? Look at what happened. We did 7 million in 2005. Then we dropped to 6.5 million in 2006. And then we came crashing down to about 4 million. That period, we did about 5.2 million on average per year. That's the number of listings that came to market and sold. That's it. That's all she wrote. The 5 years after that, we did a little bit better. We did about 4.84, but you can see the trend is going up. So we did 4.6 in 2011, then 4.66, then 5.09. So we started going up. So this is between 2011 and 2015. Now you probably want to know what happened in the last 5 years. We kept doing better. We went to 5.45, 551, 534, 534. And last year in 2020, when everybody was complaining about listings, we did 5.6 million. Now, some of you are going, Key, that doesn't make any sense. How can we have done 5.6 million last year and have low inventory? No, it's not the sellers that have changed. It's the buyers who want to buy. We have more people wanting to buy than there are sellers wanting to sell. Now, do you want to make a prediction on how many we're going to do this year? Well, this year we'll do 5.8. Some economists are predicting we do 6.5. I don't think we'll get there. I think we'll get to 5.8 to 5.9 million. Okay, again, let's make sure you understand what that means. That means this year we will do more listings than last year. And last year we did more listings than the year before. And the year before we did more listings than the year before. We keep going up. But the reason it doesn't feel that way, because the listings are not sitting on the shelf. See, there was a period, if you took a listing, you have to put it on the shelf for 30 days to simmer, right? So the buyers can come in and look at it and go, hey, Howard, how about this one or that one? Right now, sorry, it's this one. Because there will not be another one, because if you don't take that one, it's gone. So the only thing that changed is the days on market. How many of you noticed that days on market went down from the norm about 40 days, 45 days, all the way to 8, 10 days? How many of you see that in your market right now? You're seeing it, right? Well, guess what? The listings haven't changed. It's the hunger of buyers that has changed. By the way, I'll give you a similar example. This week, or last week and this week, in North Carolina, there was no gasoline. Hold on a second. There's plenty of gasoline, but because the pipeline was shorted, guess what? Everybody wanted gasoline, so everybody went out there, and instead of getting 2, 3 gallons or 5 gallons or 10 gallons, they got 50 gallons. So, we're gonna run a. So everybody got a lot of gasoline, and guess what? We ran out of gasoline. That mindset is with buyers right now. Buyers are afraid interest rates are gonna go up, and they may not be able to qualify or get loans for their homes. So they are so anxious to buy that as soon as you have a listing, it is sold. But think about it for a second. Are we doing less listings than last year? No. We're doing more than ever before. Even this year, we'll do more listings. So as an agent, what should you focus on? You should be asking yourself, am I doing enough with listings? Let's look at the buyer side. Let me give you a sense of the market. There's in mathematics, there's a measure called the moving average. And some of you are mathematicians, so you understand what I'm talking about. Let me explain to you what the moving average is. In 2016, the moving average of listings was about 5.8 million. And then it went up to 5.25, 530, 538, 546. So we are in an actual, if you look at it from a listing point of view, this is good. This is as good as it gets. You could not create a better condition for listing. The challenge is we're moving up each year by 100,000, but there are more buyers wanting to buy in these conditions. That's the challenge. And that challenge, you cannot fix it. You yourself cannot fix. You can't fix this market. You can only serve the market. And how do you serve the market? Is by realizing, wait a second, I need to prospect for listings. I gotta become a listing agent. I'll take care of my buyers, but I gotta work on listings as well. I gotta take a portion of my day, an hour or 2 hours a day, to get listings. By the way, without listings, there's no market. Can we stop complaining about the market? The market is awesome. The problem is the buyers only buy what is listed. That's all they do. You cannot get people out of their home and have somebody else move. So if somebody is not willing to sell, that's all she wrote. So our job is to realize that the demand for home ownership in the United States is about 8 to 10 million a year. That's the discrepancy. That's the challenge. Let me break it down. If you take those 8 to 10 million people or entities a year that want to buy, 5.4 million are going to buy because those are the listings. 1.5 million are really serious. They want to buy. They're qualified. But guess what? They can't find the homes in their price range and in the areas they want. That's 1.5 million who will work with you this year and will not buy anything. Then there's an additional 2 million we call the looky-loos. They look and they look and they look. They go to Zillow and Trulia and your website and somewhere else. And guess what? They're never going to buy. They're not buying, not now, not tomorrow, not next week. And you need to stop chasing them. In fact, one of the toughest things you're going to learn to do this year is to say no to some of your buyers. I know, it's hard. See, when you don't have a lot of business, it's difficult. It's painful. Am I right, Melinda? It's painful, Melinda, to say no to business. But if you don't say no to some of your clients, they'll drag you down with them. They're drowning and they want you to drown with them. And your job is to realize, wait a second, I'm not focusing on my listings. I'm not focusing on getting more clients. Sellers are more committed than buyers. It's not that buyers are bad people. There's just not enough inventory for all of them. But the market itself is doing better than ever before. Prices are up by 5 to 10% in the United States. Commissions are up in the United States. More consumers are working with agents. There are less FSBOs than last year. But guess what? If you chase the buyers, you're not going to have enough experience to get the business you want. And that's the pain. How do you teach agents to say no to business when they're working with buyers? Well, here's how you do it. You teach them to focus a portion of their day on listings. Write yourself this note. I will make an hour to 2 hours of my day focus on getting sellers to work with me. I don't know how to do it. I may have to learn how to do it, but I'm going to spend an hour to 2 hours a day of my time focus on getting listings. And if I need the training, I go to my broker and ask him, what should I do? I gotta crack that code. And it's a code. You can crack it. I've trained many people on how to crack this code. In fact, that's why I created the Bootcamp. It's called a prospecting Bootcamp because if you don't crack that code, you will work hard and have nothing to show for it sometimes. So how did I come up with the Bootcamp? It was very simple. It's managing, coaching, training, working with people. I only take a few people a year. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the bootcamp because some of you already know about it. But let me give you some preliminaries about it. First thing you need to know, the reason I interview people, I want to know if they have the burning desire to succeed. Now, I see some graduates who've been with me in the bootcamp, and they know it's a very intimate group. We have about 20 to 24 people, and we work intimately for 3 months. What do we focus on? We focus on getting listings. Do we learn how to work with buyers? Absolutely. Do we learn how to convert buyers into real buyers? Yes, but that's not what the game is. The game is, how do I get a seller to list with me? How do I convince you, Mr. Seller, that Exit and what I do and my brokerage has the right thing for you to do? How do I find that person in the first place? We call that farming. And you have to be coachable. You have to be collaborative. It is 8 Fridays in a row. The one that's coming up in June is 8 Fridays in a row. We start at 8 a.m. in the morning Eastern. We finish at 8:30. We finish at 12 noon Eastern. You're given assignments daily. You're given assignments weekly, and you have to collaborate with 3 or 4 people in the class over the long haul. But remember, it is limited to 24 people. That's it. Once I get to that number, I close it. The June, July, just to give you an idea, the June, July has already 12 people signed up. So if you think you want to lean into listings and you want it to be put in a program that will nudge you, push you to realize that there is plenty of business, but you're not tapping in the right business, this could be the course for you. But let me go back to my brokers. Brokers, we need to stop this conversation of saying there isn't enough business. John, my friend Howard, there is plenty of business for those of us who realize when we spend our time focusing on listings, we always do well. In fact, if we have listings, our agents who work for us will also participate in the buying process because we'll be the listing company. So if I'm in Martinsburg, West Virginia, I am focusing on becoming the largest listing company. I do everything I can to get listings. I do events. I do open houses. I do mailers. I do websites. I do videos. I do everything I can to get listings because that's how you build an agency. That's how you build a career. Listings create the market, not vice versa. What else should you know? This is a weird class. You have to do 3 assignments before you do the course. So Simone has already done the assignments. And guess what? She's in the class because she did the work. She stepped up. She did the work. So Simone is going to be in the class because when I was giving her the assignment, she worked on them. In fact, she's going to get an additional one because this course does not start until June. I want her to do one more just to keep her in the game, just to keep her thinking about her business. So let's see, what else should you know? It's an intensive course. I'm intense. I'm weird. I'm Bizarro Land. You guys already know that. But you need that point where you need to go to the next level. When I designed this boot camp, I knew that there was a group of people who are tired of being average. They wanted to go to the next level. They wanted to push themselves to another level. And most of you are capable to go there if you design your business properly. You have to design your mindset properly. You have to design how you think properly. Let me give you one more thing. Let me end with this. In my mind, becoming a listing agent is first and foremost a decision. You don't need to know how. You need to decide I'm a listing agent. Then you take you and your destination, you create the proper mindset, you create the proper training, you create the proper goals, and then you design your plan and you go for it. So I hope I gave you enough of a sense that the market is good, that we need to just participate in the right places. Those are not my statistics. I didn't create them. They are open out there statistically. We're not understanding them as quickly as we should. And second, there are 2 groups of agents. There are the prospectors. They always do well. There are the order takers. They complain all the time.